Oh, I guess I'm live. I didn't mean to go live, but I guess I am live. Hey guys, how's it going? Let me just get my page up here to show, and I gotta cut the how's it going, guys? Oh, gotta turn the volume down there because then I get confused. How is everyone tonight? As you guys know, it is tax time, and so I'm busy gathering a bunch of paperwork because I am super I'm a big mess. I'm super unorganized, so then there's gonna take a while, so I don't have time to edit videos right now. So that's why I decided to go live tonight and open a couple packages that came in, and you guys can join me to see what I got. What are you guys doing right now? Let me load up the comments here. By the way, did you guys see the skateboard video? And did you guys share the skateboard video, most importantly? Yeah, I'm still gonna work on mine, right? That one over there, eventually it's going to be my skateboard, and hopefully it's gonna be better, faster, and it's gonna go longer. But I'm still waiting for some parts, and then even if the parts arrive here, I still have to first get done with my taxes, and then we can get to work on that one. Hello from Brazil, says Evandro. Welcome to the channel. Australia is here. Nick, what's up, man? Just found your channel, love your videos. Hey, welcome to the channel. Sputnik Monkey, thank you for the $5. Let's start this off right. We've started it right. G'day from Oz, says Charlton Hawkins. And Raul Rodriguez from Puerto Rico. What's good? Let's see what's going on here. Oh, wait a minute. What is the reason behind the rate of current decreasing gradually on an IMAX B6 mini charger while charging any battery? Oh, well, okay, so I heard, who described it this way? Someone described it as, imagine the battery be in a room and charging is filling it up with people. So imagine like all the people have to go in a room through a door, and so while the room is empty, you can shove a bunch of people there really quickly, right? But as the room starts getting full, then everyone has to kind of squeeze together, and so as it's getting more and full, you have to like slow down the rate of people, the one you're putting there, because then everyone has to, like, you know, squeeze together. And so that's an analogy to pretty much as an example of why you have to slow down the rate of charging when you're almost getting ready to like be full. If you don't, if you keep charging at the same rate, then you damage the batteries, right? It's like the same thing as, for example, people getting trampled and, you know, like people getting hurt. So then the battery gets hurt. So that's why the right algorithm to charge, or the proper algorithm to charge lithium batteries, is it tapers down. So constant, it's super simple, right? It's like constant current is the first step. So basically you decide what rate you're going to charge your battery, and then you put the current constantly, and then you vary the voltage according to whatever the battery is doing. If the battery wants to be at 3.2 volts, then you leave it there, and then you go a little bit above, because it's got to be a differential of voltage so that the electrons can flow into the battery, right? But you just stay a little bit on top of what the battery is doing. You just keep bumping the voltage up. But then once you hit that voltage, right, like 4.2 volts, right, or 4.1, whatever you decide, then what you do is you lock it there. You lock it at 4.2 volts. And then what you do, the charger, what it does, it messes around with the current, right? So it applies like whatever the maximum was at the beginning, 5 amps. But if at 5 amps, the voltage, it starts creeping up past 4.2, then it dials it down a little bit, right? And then it dials it down until it brings it back to 4.2 volts. And then at one point, once the battery starts charging, then as soon as it starts going past again, then you dial it down a little bit more. And then as soon as it wants to keep going, then you dial. And then eventually, once it gets to the point where like almost at no current, the battery's already at 4.2 volts or the top voltage, then that's when you decide that the battery is completely charged, and then you cut off the voltage. So that's why there's 2 stages. Constant current at the beginning. Once you hit your target voltage, then it changes to constant voltage, right? So the voltage remains the same, and the charger does whatever it needs to do to keep that voltage there. And at the beginning of that, step in the charging method, it's almost going to require almost the same amount of current that it was, right? It's going to take quite a bit of current to keep it there. But then as the battery fills up, then it's going to taper down and taper down. So that's all that the chargers do, There are some like time-based ones. I know the Manzanitas for the electric cars, they would like, there's other algorithms that they can use, but essentially that's what you're doing when you're doing a thing. So, anyways, let's see. I'm working at work. There's people at work. 3D printing, says physics. Playing World of Warcraft. Just got off work myself. Yeah, it's late. This is probably the latest that I've gone on. It's just, I was busy today. And then I'm testing these new lights. Remember the lights that I made a video with the battery? So that's the light that's behind the camera here. And so hopefully it looks somewhat okay. Oh yeah, let me play with that. The cool thing about that, let me see. Come on. You can change the temperature. Let's see. Does this look like maybe like I'm in the sun now, or what? Like this is a little bit more orange or more white. I don't know. Whatever. Let's see. What else are you guys? Yeah. So I read that one already. Love what you did in Puerto Rico. Jason Bernie says thank you. Yeah, we plan to go back there and hopefully help more people. Maybe set up some kind of like warehouse down there for batteries. That's what we're talking with Javier, so that we can, there's a lot of people that need batteries over there, and they're setting up systems. It seems like people are being a little bit more proactive this time around, because remember, storm season is coming back around again, and so it's like hopefully it's not going to be as bad as the last year, but there's no guarantee of that. It could be just as bad. Let's see. Do you have a Tesla power pack in the background? It's not Tesla. It's my own DIY. Kenya. Wow, Simon Camus is from Kenya. Welcome to the channel. What batteries y'all recommend for a go-kart? Any batteries? Oh, I know. Yeah, these ones. Yeah, look at the last video. These things put out 200 amps each. They're super cheap. They're, well, I don't know, super cheap. 10 bucks each, right? 10 bucks each, but I think, yeah, if you buy more than the 4 or whatever, you'll get a huge discount, shipping discount. Although, where are you? I don't know where you're at, but if you're in the States, it should be super cheap. Let's see. Hey man, PayPal ever give you your money? Yes, within that same week that I uploaded that video, someone at PayPal saw the video and they fixed it right away. And so that's long history. I should probably do like an update or something. I did. It's just most people are not looking at it. I don't know why. They can't just go. Maybe it's I have a lot of videos. I forget that it's a lot of videos. You know any 1862 retailers in Germany, Europe? No. I've seen a couple of guys, 2-3 guys have hit me up along the way saying they have cells and they want to sell them. And then I'm like, okay, figure out all the logistics, because I'm just going to send you you know, customers. You got to do everything else, and then they go back, and then I just never hear from them. So I think it's really hard. I think you know, there's a lot more regulation in Europe, so they're like, they get discouraged or something. Is there any test on the Model 3 cells now that there is crash subjects? Well, we still haven't gotten ourselves a crash Model 3 yet, but as soon as we do, then I'll make a video about it. You need to talk on safety. Talk on safety when you have a large power capacity, let's say 10 kilowatt hours. Yeah, safety is very important. Saludos desde Argentina. Greetings from Argentina. 3 a.m. and there. Did you hear about the 2022 VW electric bus coming out, designed by Latino man? Yes, I did see it. I'm actually kind of disappointed that they didn't contact me. I'm not the only one running around with it, but I'm the best known YouTuber running around with an electric bus in Southern California. And they were here not too long ago, and somehow I wasn't in their radar. They never contacted me. They went with some other YouTuber, right? And so I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't like VW anyways. You know, I got nothing good to say about the modern Volkswagen company. And so the fact that they're coming with an electric vehicle or whatever, and it's a bus, you know, one of my favorite vehicles of all time, it still, you know, it still doesn't change the fact that they're a terrible company and all those executives need to go to jail for what they've done, you know what I mean? And if one of them, you know, with all fairness, one of them is in jail, I think, currently or whatever. But because they, yeah, so anyways, that might have changed, it might color my opinion had they contacted me and had me, right? But whatever, bring it out, you know, stop flaunting the stupid prototype. Like, get it out, build it, manufacture it, sell it, so that we can buy it. Then you become a real thing, because they've been flaunting that thing for like 20 years. Like, literally, it's been a decade or more that they've been putting out releases, you know, press releases that, oh, they're gonna make it, they're gonna make it, they're gonna make it. We're tired about talking about it. Let's just do it. Let's see. Keeping busy here rewrapping 18650s, Matt Garcia says. Yep. Kenyan still use lead acid batteries only. Yeah, a lot of the world, you know, and to be fair, lead acids, you know, has worked for a long time. There's just, you know, there's something better now. There's nothing wrong with using them. It's just there's something better now that you can use. Good morning from Germany. Stuart, what's the motor you got? And Kevin, I don't know, that was for me. Another down under, Mick Molly. Is there a new type of battery coming out soon that you might be excited about? No, I'm not excited until I have it, and we won't have it until it's like overstock or you know, reclaim or reuse or whatever, right? Because that's what we're doing. I'm not going for like the most expensive batteries or new batteries. Although, yeah, we're kind of getting some new batteries too, but they're not, you know, they're like the exception at this point or whatever. Buenos Aires, Argentina, Richard Adams. Is there a new type? Yeah, so that I read that. My wife had that issue with PayPal, and it took over 4 years. Yes, that's the problem with PayPal. That if you don't have a giant, you know, megaphone like I do with my channel, there's just no winning. They just do whatever they want. I complain publicly, and that video got, you know, I don't know, what's it up today? It's like thousands and thousands of views, right? So they decided to fix it, you know what I mean? Like, someone, actually one of my subscribers works for at PayPal, and so I think he was instrumental in kind of helping us in getting that thing all taken care of. But if I was just, you know, just someone without a YouTube channel or a popular YouTube channel, then I would still be waiting for my money, or I would probably be getting around my money now. But it would have got me in trouble. I didn't have $20,000, you know. Remember, I'm a YouTuber, you know, and YouTubers are, you know, typically not, they don't have a lot of money, and that's true. I'm still broke, you know. I read that Tesla's network was breached. I read that Tesla's network was breached and used for mining. That would be cool. That would be awesome. EVTV have a Model 3 now, hoping he takes it to bits soon. Oh, I mean, yeah, there are people with Teslas, I mean, Model 3s, but no one's gonna get a shiny new car and take it apart. I mean, Rickard might do it. He's crazy enough to do it, and he's rich enough to do it, so yeah, I hope he does it too. It's just like kind of likely, I think. Let's see. My e-board. Oh man, I lost your thing. Where are you? Can you recommend any books and sources to converting a vehicle to an EV? Nope, I haven't read one that does the subject correctly. If anybody watching this has one, send it to me or send me a link or whatever, because I haven't. And I think I don't read. I learn, I learn different than most people. So, but I do recommend that those books for the DIY batteries. And, there's one about solar. Oh, you know what? Let me see. I did find one. Someone said, oh yeah, so no. People do send me books all the time, right? I haven't read this one, so I don't know if it's any good. I did read the other ones. And those are the ones that I have links on my channel. By the way, do I look all red now? Hold on, let me just change this thing. Let's change it to a little bit wider. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if this is any good, but I just found it because someone had sent it to me. But the other ones, I put them in the back here, so whenever I point the camera that way, you kind of see them in the background. Let's see, what else? Ken Holmes says, Jehu, very happy that there are people like you with your knowledge and aid to help Puerto Rico in the moment of crisis. Oh, thank you. Puedo usar las baterías 2650 high discharge 30 amp para reemplazar la pila en mi motocicleta? Yes, sí. You can do that. He says if he can use a certain type of battery to replace his bike battery. And yes, you can use it. Let's see. Oh my god, you guys, you're going so fast. What is your job, says Matt. So sorry if I didn't answer your question. It's just this is going kind of fast. So I'm a professional YouTuber at this point. This is what I do. I make videos. I go live whenever I don't have time to like produce and edit and do the whole thing proper. But whenever I do, then that's what we do. Let's see. Any new tech announced in batteries anytime soon? Well, there's a bunch of new technology being announced all the time. Let's see. Does someone have a link for those long rolls of solar panels? Oh, I wonder which ones you mean. The ones I use are on that video that I put, right? There's still some available. Believe it or not. I know they're kind of running low. I like them. Look, they're not the best ones. They're not the cheapest ones. But I love the fact that I can get up in the roof and just do it. And I'm having them on the wrong side of my roof, and they're still kind of producing enough. Today, the batteries were charged already in the morning, and so I had to my thing is just kind of blinking all day, saying hey, I don't know what to do with all this energy coming in. And I still have an extra 2 that I bought so that I can have an even 10 of those, right? Because I have 8 up in the roof. I want to eventually change them to the south side of the roof, and then once that happens, then I think I'm gonna actually make at least for a few hours a day 1 kilowatt, right? And so probably maybe I'm gonna be somewhere around 5-6 kilowatts per day, where right now in the summer it was 3 kilowatts. So 3 kilowatt hours. So those are pretty cool, and I'm gonna be sad to see them go, and sad that they're not that. I haven't been able to find another one, a modern version of it. I think yeah, like I said, they don't last that much long. They're not the best ones, but I think the form factor, I love the fact that you can just unroll them and put them up there and just screw them, you know. Let's see, what do we got here? What's in the box? Oh, yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're here to do mail time. Do you think Tesla would get into selling mopeds in markets like Thailand? Oh, because there's a you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. You know, Elon, he's kind of crazy, right? Like, I don't know if you guys saw that they were just selling a flamethrower in his other company, in the Boring Company. So like, the Boring Company doesn't sell anything, but for some reason they're selling a flamethrower. And so, you know, and he put a car in the tip of the rocket to test the rocket, you know. So it wouldn't surprise me. It actually would make a lot of sense to sell a different type of vehicle. And remember, this is the master plan, was to work down into the vehicles that are mass market, right? And I think in East Asia, for example, cars are not the thing there. It's like, you know, motorcycles, mopeds, and, you know, tuk-tuks or whatever for India and stuff. So you never know. Once he masters this side of the world with vehicles, then he might do it. I would love to see more footage of the Hyper 9. Unfortunately, not allowed out there video-wise. Yeah, there's not a lot. I will try to do something down. I'm gonna, so as soon as I get done with all this paperwork, then I'll be going down to San Diego and, catching up with those guys. They're working on some crazy project I thought to bring today. And, I gotta go down there and make a couple videos and stuff. Let's see. Don't use the flexible solar panels. The UV kills material and they go yellow. Repaste question. Can you share your opinion on new 18650? Should you do the same extent of testing on brand new 18650 as definitely not. I mean, the 18650s are the best batteries in the world. They have the least failure rate of all other form factors because they're mass produced in the most amount of quantities, especially if you get the name brand ones. If you get off-brand ones, Chinese, maybe something that's not produced like in millions and billions or whatever, then I wouldn't worry about it. I just I did a test. I actually got those LGs, put them in a pack. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I could check the date on that, but they've been maybe a year and a half, I think. Been sitting on those boxes, put them together. I hooked them up, charged them up. Like at the top, they were like, I didn't have to balance my pack, And so that's what, the cool thing about the 18650. That's why Tesla is using the 18650. It's because it's the best battery in the world. It's the most produced, the most popular. And so that's why, you definitely don't have to do the same cycling and stuff. You could cycle them if you want and stuff, but you probably would end up unbalancing them more, What is the best kind of battery for a solar battery bank, like a Tesla battery module? There's no such thing. You can use any battery. There's all kinds, It's like you can use, there's a couple of chemistries and they'll have slightly different things, but not one of them is not better than the other one. Depends on what you're trying to do. Like for longevity, it'll be probably lithium iron phosphate, but at the same time, lithium cobalt oxide will last a long time if you design it correctly. If you design it so it doesn't the cycles are not as deep, right? And how do we know that? Because Tesla's putting them on Powerwalls and they're guaranteeing them for 20 years or whatever. So I only use glass covered panels. Let's see. What's your opinion of hydrogen fuel cell usage? I'm not a fan because, you have to produce hydrogen and it's not the easiest thing to produce. But, it's a thing that works. NASA uses them, to produce energy in like the up in space. You know what I mean? So it's, for the right application is the right thing, but not for moving vehicles around. Let's see. Oh man, it jumped. How do you think fast charging would affect 18650 lithium-ion batteries in terms of life and efficiency? Is it a good thing to do? Well, it definitely does degrade the batteries more, right? It's just, I think the right question is how much? Is it worth fast charging? And I think it all depends. You know, so there was some data on the Model S's, a guy that used to charge like twice a day, like fast charge. And yeah, he was getting a lot of degradation. What did he get? Like, I think maybe like 12% or something in the first year. And so, yeah, I mean, it definitely takes a toll. But this guy was like, I think he was like a taxi driver or something. I don't remember what the story was, but definitely was crazy. You know what I mean? Rick Harold, thank you for the $20. Hey, my ugly sister. She's rich. Well, we're gonna have, I mean, I'm married, you know, but, you know, she's rich. Let's see. Can't post URLs. Oh, yeah. You could post your URLs. Physics. I just have to physically, like, allow them. Because it automatically just, you know, sets them as spam or whatever. Suggestions to get more power and greater longevity out of those panels would be to run tubing along the inner back of the panels to get hot water out of them and cool the panels down. Yeah, it would be a cool experiment to do, right? Elon didn't send a real car. It was a body on a tube frame. No batteries or motor. Well, that's not what he said. He said it was the actual car, like... He said that it was the car. There was like nothing different than the car. Which is what people are saying, right? Like all the conspiracy theorists are saying, like, why isn't everything melting? And Michael's like, how do you know it's not melting? Everything's probably melting out there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, conspiracy theories are just so dumb. The Roadster sent to Mars does have the battery in it. It's what powers the cameras and the transmitter and the radio. Although I don't know how true that is, the radio. I mean, knowing Elon, it's probably that. You know, like, I totally love the fact that they overshot. Which tells me that, you know, they're trying to figure out how to launch stuff. Get out into space. They still haven't, like, maybe, like, mastered, like, oh, the trajectory, you know, computers, or, you know, that art, the part of that, you know, and so they sent it out, and the burn was too long, and so he overshot, so now it's not gonna go where it was supposed to go, or where he wanted it to go anyways. Let's see. What is the motor they use in the Samba? It's in the frequently asked questions in every video, is the AC50. There's two versions of it. There's a 96 volt that I run on 30S, and then there's the other, the 1239, which is 144 volt, right? So you can go up to like 45 cells, I think, 45S. So you can do both of those. I've considered making my own electric car. Where do I start? Is it super hard? No, it's not super hard. It's actually very simple. At this point, you can just order a kit from EV West. If you pick like an old car that it doesn't have like a lot of the other systems that have to, like, the classic car is perfect because you just actually mount the thing in there, you hook up the batteries, you hook up the thing, the throttle pedal, and a little thing, and you're done. It's like you can do it in a weekend. A modern car with like all kinds of computers and stuff, then you start getting into like stuff that we don't like to do, like me, right? I don't know any coding, I don't know any hacking, like electronic, like hacking and stuff. Rick Harold, thank you. Oh, wait a minute. I already thank you. But thank you again. Monkey, Sputnik Monkey. When you harvest 18650s, what is the lowest voltage you personally accept as good sell? My limit is 2.5 volts, but I've seen much lower that can be revived. I just don't trust them. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I'd say 2.5 would be acceptable unless they've been at 2.5 for like years, right? So apparently, you know, like the data shows that they do degrade when they're that low of a voltage for long periods of time. But I don't know, 2.5, yeah, 2.5. I think they're above that, you're fine. You know what I mean? Like, and even if you're below, if they didn't spend too much time down there, you can cycle them, and if they don't get hot or they don't like, you know, lose too much voltage just on their own, so if the, you know, they don't have internal shorts that burns energy just by them sitting there. That's why I used to like charge them up, then write the voltage or write the date or something, then I would put them in a box and then leave them there for 2 weeks, and then after that I'd come back and then discharge them. And so right away, all the ones that had lost too much charge, then I'd like discard those, right? Because then you don't want a pack that is just being discharged, right? Because if you don't evenly do the same amount of cells that discharge at the same amount or same rate, and you have, you know, 30 groups of cells, and if you just happen to have a concentration like, you know, or those cells concentrated in larger numbers in one group, if your car sits there for, you know, a month without charging, then that group is gonna be lower than all the other ones, and then all of a sudden you have a unbalanced pack. And if you have a BMS, then no big deal, I guess. But if, like me, you're running around without a BMS, then that becomes a problem. So the closer you can get to having perfectly matched cell groups, then the better you will be, right? Storage of hydrogen is really tough still too, right? I think, yeah, you have to, from what I know, it's gotta be highly pressurized, and you know, that's kind of dangerous too. How many amps was your 1860 better than your DIY Powerwall? Well, there's a bunch of different ones. Let's see, what time is it? So 27. Okay, so we'll do a few more minutes of this, and then we go to opening up the packages. Do you think mid-level power two-wheeler EV would need liquid cooling? Depends how big of the battery. Like, it's all about the battery. Like, if you're pulling more than 2C from the batteries, maybe 3C or whatever, depending how much energy per cell you're pulling, then that's gonna determine how much heat the batteries are gonna. Like for me on my Samba, no, my continuous, it's like 1/3 of a C, like one, you know, it's like 0.2 C's or something. My cells don't even know they're being discharged. You know, it's gonna take like 4 hours to get to completely discharge the batteries. At that rate, they don't create any heat. No heat. Thanks for asking the question. Thank you for the $5. Are you gonna make the electric bike? Yeah, someday. Someday I'm gonna. You know, like I built that skateboard, and then I had to go and test it, right, for a little bit, and I think I spent like half an hour on it or something, just going around in circles over there by our shop where it used to be. And I'm like, oh, for the first time, I'm like, I see why people enjoy this. Like, I can get that. Like, it's a cool little thing, you know what I mean? So I think once I finish my board there, I might actually use it. I might actually, like, take it around, you know, go walk the dog. Well, I don't know, go run the dogs, you know, and I can go on my thing. Let's see. Can you do a video on the Powerwall behind you? I will. I'm gonna have to change that because I have other batteries that we gotta figure out how to use them, right? So at this point, it's like, because videos take so much time to make, especially the way I want to make them, right? I want my videos to be creative, not just super technical. Like, there's a ton of people on YouTube that are like really technical. Let me get a battery, by the way, so that the battery doesn't die like every single time, and so now I'm just gonna connect it here. This is an old battery from Jack 35. This is just a 3S battery. It's got LiPos in there, and every single LiPo has like a little standalone BMS. This is how I got into batteries. Like, this is before I even got an electric car. This is old school, very old school. Okay, so I connected that. Oh yeah, so because you know, because I think so. The master plan here is to grow an audience, right? And I want to give you all the batteries and stuff. And I know some of those like impromptu videos, they've gone viral, and they like one of my videos. that it was an afterthought. I'm like, oh, we're here, let's just shoot a thing. My brother's like, he's all shaky and stuff, and it's got like 1.1 million views now, you know. And so sometimes that could happen, right? But I think to be able to grow at the rate that I want to grow, it's like I have to pay attention at how I build it, like how do I edit the videos and stuff, you know. And so it's not just giving you guys information, but it's also like hitting a little bit like of the mass market. So because I spent so much time, then I don't want to make videos like showing you how I built stuff that you guys can't build, right? So I want to maximize my time, and so that's why I didn't do the video this, because I know what's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, where do I get those batteries? Where do I get? And it's like, well, you can't, because now there's not enough. So there are another type of battery there that we can buy, and in fact, you know, it's like I need to figure out how to find a purpose for that battery, for that battery pack. And so that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm going to end up taking that off, because this is just a, you know, that's just a test. You know, that's the purpose of that is really to, you know, build a thing and then show it working, and then make a video and then show you guys how to do it, right? So if you can't buy all the equipment there that I used to do that, then this is less it's not as appealing for me, right? And so yeah, it also doesn't maximize my time that I spent making the videos, because look, YouTube's not gonna pay me. Like, YouTube doesn't pay us to make videos, right? So it's like just literally, you know, chump change, right? So the only way to make money is to actually like generate a little bit like of, you know, commissions if you sell a bunch of stuff, and that's not gonna happen if I show you how to make stuff with stuff that you can't buy. So it's just like everybody wins when I do the thing. And so that's why I haven't made a video about that. So it's 32. Let's see. Oh, Aralana says, Aralana? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Do we need to put a motor that gives same power output compared to IC engine in a vehicle to convert it to an EV? If so, how do you decide the right motor for it? Well, yes, obviously you will want to, or else if you put a less powerful motor, it's going to go slower. Except that electric car or electric motors behave slightly different. So you can't just be like, if it has 100 horsepower, you know, internal combustion engine, you can't, it doesn't transfer the same as like 100 horsepower electric motor, because the torque curve is different. It's the same amount of power, but it's different, right? So IC motors have all that torque in a tiny little like section, you know, bandwidth of RPMs. So that's why they need, you know, 5-6 gears, you know, so you can stay there. You know, you go from 0 to like 20 miles an hour on first, and then you shift to second, and then, you know, you stay in that little crest of that power bandwidth. With electric motors, you could actually spread that, you can spread all that torque across a wider bandwidth of RPMs. That's why that's why most of the electric cars only have a single gear, because they wire them and they wind them so that the torque, you know, it's spread through like most of that gearing. So yeah, a lot of the torque you needed at the beginning from 0 to like 10, and then after that, you know, you need less and less. It kind of tapers off or whatever. So you just, you know, kilowatts, it's a, you know, a watt, it's a unit of, you know, it's energy, right? Like a power or whatever. So you couldn't like, if you look back in this, like the spec sheets of like Volkswagens, yeah, right, from the 50s, they actually specify the motor size in kilowatts, not in horsepower. So you could, you know, transfer the horsepower into watts, and so that's how you would look at a motor and realize what you need. So for example, I have an 80 kilowatt system on my bus, which is replacing a 57 would have like a 1100. I think it's like a 50 horsepower or 30 horsepower. No, I think it's like probably like a 50 horsepower motor, which is less, right? So there's less, so it's probably like 40 kilowatt original motor. So I'm going to 80 So I'm doubling the output. I'm doubling the size or power of the motor by choosing the one that I use there. And so that's how you want to do it, right? Like if you don't want to use the gears, all the gears, like I drive around in third, so because I have twice the torque that it originally had, so I put it on third and it just take off. It's not a race car. It doesn't go fast. The takeoff is not incredible. You know, if I wanted to run, you know, first, second, third, fourth, it would be like I could drive it like a little race car or whatever. But I don't, you know, because then the transmission's not really set up for doing that, and that's why you break a bunch of transmissions. All right, let's see. Let's open our packages. Let's do the live mail thing. Let's see what we got. I have an idea what these are, but you know, not 100%. So, what did you guys think? Nice. You're trying to suck the attention. Really? Does he do that? I didn't realize that. Why a BMS on each LiPo on the jack battery you just showed, but not BMS for each cell in a Powerwall? Well, because I didn't design those batteries, right? I just bought a pack back in the day from China, and that's how they came. And then that's how I put them in here. So I wasn't going to go to trouble in taking it off. Because they're cheap Chinese batteries, you know, battery cells. Like they're rated at, you know, 5,300 milliamp hours. But then once I tested them, and it's like, oh, they're like 2,200 milliamp hours, you know. So, yeah, they can't be trusted. So they need a BMS. And so I wasn't about to take that off. Let me get the thing here. All right. First package here. Are brushless motors better than brush? Of course. Less moving parts. There's no wear and tear. There's no heating. Brushes create, especially at the higher voltage, they create plasma, which is, you know, hotter than the sun. And so it's hard to cool them. If you're running low power, like, you know, like forklifts and stuff, yeah, they're fine. They just run forever, right? There's like, literally, I think there's like DC motors running like 100 years and stuff, you know. But you will have to change the brushes. Ooh, look at this, guys. Hey, how come it's not? Oh, there we go, there we go. I'm like, how come that thing is not moving? It's because I was just talking. Woo, look at this. Alright, for those of you guys who don't know what this is dumb. At the same time as dumb, and at the same time is very important, because this, you know, is what YouTube gives you as recognition that you've done something. Like, YouTube is this thing where, like, you don't really exist. You make an account and then you upload videos, and they never, you know, there's like, it's just like a robot. It's like an ATM, you know. You can't ask questions. You can't, like, you don't exist to them. And so for them to actually send you a thing that says, you've done it. Look, you've done it. You've done something that very few YouTube creators accomplished. Well, I don't know about that. Well, actually, yeah, if you take it in comparison to how many YouTubers there are, right? You had an astonishing 100,000 people subscribe to your channel. We know that numbers on YouTube can get really big, but we hope that you don't lose sight of the reality behind the 6-digit milestone. And that's true. That is true. If we were to get all 160,000 whatever of you guys in a physical like location, can you imagine that? You guys wouldn't be able to fit like on Dodger Stadium. You guys wouldn't be able to fit maybe the Rose Bowl, maybe. And that isn't a crazy, you know, humbling thought to think about that. It's like, of course, not like most of you guys don't watch my videos, but there's a lot of you that do, right? How many of you are here today? Let's see. Can I just check? There's 184 of you guys watching this. I don't know if this is like now or this is peak concurrent. So there's quite a bit, right? You've achieved this milestone with hard work. That's true. I had hard work. Today, 2 years ago today, I had 15,000, 20,000, 15 or 20,000. I just saw on Facebook. It sent me the thing. Perseverance and probably a healthy sense of humor. What you've accomplished can be taken away from you. And we'd like to recognize you and all your hard work with this Silver Creator Award, a small token of our esteem and respect. We know that you don't do this for rewards. You do it because you have the drive to create and share, and because you've found an audience who cares. Believe us when we say that we can't wait to see what you do next. 1 million subscribers may seem a long way off right now, but you're closer than you think, and we're rooting for you. Congratulations, sincerely, Susan Wojcicki. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But that's the CEO of YouTube. So that's why this is important, because it's like they recognize that you exist. They recognize that you've done something. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, I've been working really hard for years now. 2-3 years. And for them to actually say, here you go. There's the thing. Whoa. Let's look at it up here. Come on. The light turns off. So here it is. It's just a little play button. Look at this. Play button.
It's like a giant belt buckle.
It's a giant belt buckle. Yes, I should, there's a lot of YouTubers that kind of take this thing and they just like destroy it and take it and open it and stuff. And they got the name right. And so a lot of people are like, oh, you got the name right. But, it's like they ask you to fill a thing there at some point, And so, by the way, this is, like 60,000 subscribers late, right? So, I wonder, let's see. Should we desecrate it and then like somehow figure out how to put this play button on here?
No.
No? Okay. Why not?
It's tacky.
Okay, what about if we take the box that it came in? So if I put this in the wall and then we take this thing, which they sent us, that's where the play button was at. And then we put this on here. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. What do you guys say? YouTube at the moment sent that out automatically. They forgot to put a space. Well, no, not really, because the channel is like one word. Yeah, why is it one word and not 2 words like my name should be? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this in this box, tape it on here, maybe cut this yeah, I'm gonna cut this foam here so that it sits more flush. Maybe I'll get a piece of glass and put it on here, and then we'll put this on the wall, because this is more representative of the channel than the one that YouTube gave us. What do you guys think about that? Let's see here. They forgot to put a space. The channel name. Yeah, it's the channel name. So there we go. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll hang those next. We'll hang them tomorrow. Okay, next box. Here's the next box.
You're barely getting to that?
Yeah, I just answered a bunch of questions for her, and then I got this. You haven't been paying attention? You haven't been watching the live feed? Alright, here we go. Oh, you guys remember these? These are the medical packs. Status, ooh, this is fully charged. Look at that. So the Mobius 3.5, as you remember, I got one of these a long time ago, and it had these batteries, right? These Boston Power Sonatas. They are exactly the same size as two 18650s, but they're not. They're, you know, there's like, it's a canister, it's a metal canister. So, according to Tom, these are different. They have different cells in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta pimp out this, guys. I fix it. They gave me this this toolkit here that has all this stuff. And I just talked to Kyle, the main guy, and I asked him if now the Teslas are more gadget than cars, if they're going to start tearing them down, right? Because their whole thing is about repairability and, you know, kind of like they rate the gadgets and see how they score, you know, if you can repair them or not. And to my surprise, yeah, he said like that he would. And so I don't know, maybe I can, like, we can work out on a collaboration or something, and, you know, maybe I can get some parts and go down there and they can open them up. Let's open this guy. How many subs do you have to get verified? I guess it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't have a bearing on how many, because who is verified? I just saw that someone's verified. Someone with like almost no subs is verified. So it's just, I think it's just who you know at this point. Pack it with batteries for a lighted power box with lighted logo on the cover. Put a neon light around it and wire it to the solar panels. I'm lacking the remaining cells from my skateboard extension pack. Let's see here. What if the battery play button falls off the wall? It's a safety hazard. It might be dodgy. Well, I mean, I'll drill holes on the batteries and drive like a screw on them or something. What if I were to do that? Use a power drill. Oh, use a power drill for this. Yeah, I should. It's only 4. It's almost done. 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours per year now to get monetized. How much it costs to make a car? Wait, to convert my car? Yeah, it costs a bunch of money. I'm gonna, yeah, hopefully I'll make a video about that soon too. Hey, let's see here. Oh man. Oh, no way! Tom. Well, it's not what I was expecting. This is the same type of battery, and I was expecting to open up a battery with Panasonic cells in there, 18650s, but it turns out that I got the wrong kind of battery. Oh well. We shall have to wait to get that other one. Yeah, so the other one is pretty cool because it's got 18650s, and those are 2900 milliamp hours, something like that. And that's why I wanted to test them. I wanted to open it up and then maybe use that to maybe do the next version of the electric skateboard. Something like that. Whatever. I'm not going to put this together. By the way, I thought I saw some people that hacked this thing, this BMS, but all my testing that I did, I wasn't able to actually get any power out of it. This BMS right here, yeah, there's power. There's like, you can get voltage on 2 of these pins or whatever, but as soon as you load it up with like any kind of like, you know, I don't know, more than like 1 or 2 amps or whatever, it just kind of shuts down. So I know that someone found the connector and stuff. I think the only one that's been able to do it is someone that found the actual base, so you to put this on here, you know. So if you find that, then yeah, you can use them like that. If not, you just take all that off and just use your own aftermarket BMS kind of thing. All right. Do your Powerwall use 18650? Yes. Most of that. Actually, no, all of that is 18650 cells. Okay. Just got the motor spinning on my MG conversion. Oh, Julian. Remember Julian? He's there. He's here. I just got the motor spinning on my MG conversion. More to follow soon. All right, that's cool. I don't remember the specifics. Did you go? I think you had like a Chevy Volt battery or something. I don't remember. Finally, I catch a DIY assembly video. Send that my way. I can use them on an average of 4,400 milliamp hour per battery. Random luck troll you, Jay. Yes, I was totally expecting to get the other one. Let's see. Jay Garcia, buy a DeLorean, make it into a time machine, and you can take patron supporters back in time. So the cool thing is that EV West is actually working on a DeLorean. And they're gonna put a Model S motor on there, so I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And now that they're doing Model S ones, and they're almost done with their car, right? The M3, the E36 or something. The expression of like a kid that got clothes for Christmas instead of toys that he wanted. DIY electric scooter next project. Yeah, so Chevy Volt batteries, Siemens. Oh yeah, the Asia Dynamics inverter and Jeff Q. Oh okay. Oh man, that's gonna be some on a what car? MG Midget. That's gonna be some serious power there. How possible is it for the solar panel to power a car? Nope. You need a giant array of panels to do that. Thank you for the first time answering my question. I'm very glad. What's the best 18650? There is no such thing. Depends on what you want. Some can store more energy than others. Some can put out more power than others. The kinds that doesn't catch fire says that doesn't exist either. They would all catch fire if you do the right thing to them. Or the wrong thing. I don't know, however you want to put it. If you're on a mission to make them catch fire, you'd have to do the right thing too. LG or Samsung ones. Well, they're all the same. They're all made in the same factory in China anyways. How to find out which is positive and when they're on phone battery that has 4 pins. Phone batteries have 4 pins because they have a built-in BMS. So, let's see here. Very similar to these guys. Remember these guys? So these are those ones that go for the GPS that we used on that other. And so it has 3 pins. And so the reason it has 3 pins is because look, it's got a tiny little circuit. That circuit right here, I don't know, is that adjusting? Come on, don't focus on my face. Anyways, yeah, this is a stupid camera. Yes, I don't know, if you have 4 cables coming out of the battery, sometimes maybe it's gonna be like a fancy like BMS where it needs a signal to be able to activate if you don't find any like power. Like sort of like this one, right? There's voltage there, but there's no series power, so I think it needs like a signal of some kind from the base, like as feedback to be able to really open up like full throttle on these guys, right? So because we don't know what that is, and because I'm not, you know, I'm not talented enough to be able to figure that out. That's why I'm like, just get rid of it and just use an off, you know, like a third party off the shelf BMS. But obviously someone with the right skill set could, you know, hack this thing, and I think if there were enough of these available, it would be worth to spend, you know, some time into them, because look at this. This is pretty cool. What is this? Like 100 and almost 200 watt hours here. So it's a bit of like, it's a big battery, you know? All right, what else are you guys saying? We got 5 minutes to go. I prefer LiPo over 18650. Yep, all right. I saw a Tesla car smoking when revved the engine. Why? I don't know. I'm building electric VW Bug, but I am adding a flux capacitor, says Diesel. You can only make the lipos puff up, not catch fire. Oh, we can make them catch fire, man. Well, if you puncture them and stuff like that. Yeah, you have to short them out. But they do, when they puff up, essentially what happens, all the layers separate, and so then all of a sudden, you know, there's no electrons to flow, right? So yeah, those. But if they're all like pressed together in a box or whatever, then they can't do that. So then they just go. Let's see. That's NTSC signal for 4-pin LiPo battery. Do your Powerwalls use BMS? Some of them do. Actually, yes. So most of them will. So the blue and gray ones there, they have a BMS built in, like a 10S BMS, because those are hoverboard packs. The ones up here and in, yeah, the ones up there and here and there, those use a Batrium BMS, which I will make a video about as soon as I get some time to connect them, because this pack right here is not connected because it didn't have the BMS, so I just didn't do it. But now that I have it, I will do it. I use tire smoke. Yeah, why Tesla's cars make smoke when you rev the engine? You can't rev the engine. What are you talking about? They're single gear. The engine is tied to the wheels. So if the motor's spinning, the wheels are spinning. So the smoke that you would see is probably tire spinning, but they actually don't spin because they have a very good traction control. So you can't, unless you turn it off. I think there's a way you can remove a thing, fuse, I think, and you can turn off traction control. Let's see, what's the highest milliamp hour you got in a single 18650? 3400 milliamp hours. Oh, actually, what was it? It was like 37 milliamp hours. 3700 milliamp hours was one. But I don't know, was that on the charge or discharge? No, I was on the discharge, I believe. Yeah, it was a weird one. And then I retested it, and then it came down to like 3500 or something. Let's see. Greetings from South Africa. I love the channel. I already live off grid, but I would love to learn how to make my own batteries. Where is the best place to start? Well, you just gotta start. You just gotta buy some batteries and then start, you know, messing around with them and soldering them together or spot welding them together. You know, now that I'm legit, here's a spot welder. Let's see. Thanks for looking. Could you get a blanket out of the dry? That's what Crystal said. That's my wife. She's asking if I can get the blanket out of the. She didn't want to go through here because she would have to go through here to go to the garage where the thing is at, and she didn't want to. Okay, I will get the blanket. Oh, it's cold. You want it right now? Is that okay? So look, it's 1 minute and I'll be done. That's it. Sorry, guys. I have to go because she's cold and I have to get the blanket for her. Hey Jay, is there such a thing as called discharge controller that you can set to disconnect at say 3.2 volts or disconnect at 22 volts? Yes. Where is one? I just bought one. Yeah, it's right here. Look. You can buy this on eBay and Amazon. This, you can set it at any voltage with these little things right here, and then this is a relay, and then it disconnects it. I don't know if you can go as low as 3.2 volts, but you definitely do 22 volts or 12 volts or something. What is, does it say? I'd have to read the, I don't know. I have to read the specs online to see what the limits are, but I think it's like 30 amps, I think. 30 amp. Yeah, because that's, so what the limiting factor here is the contacts on the relay, right? So up to 30 amps, it'll disconnect it once it reaches a point. So this could serve the bottom end of the BMS. The top one, you know, you could set a charger that doesn't go above that voltage or whatever. So, you know, yeah, you could do it. Look for it. It's called, I don't know, lower cutoff voltage relay circuit. I don't know, something like that. Hey! What you guys doing, man? These guys are making noise. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Thank you guys for, sorry I don't got a link. I don't remember when I bought it. I bought it a long time ago, and I have buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, so. Watching from Brazil, thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. I will probably do a couple of more of these live videos because like I say, I'm busy doing my taxes and doing all that paperwork, so I'm not gonna have time to you know, edit videos. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a few more of these. I'm trying to get done these things as soon as possible, and so I'm gonna be busy all this week doing that, whatever's left this week. Thursday, today's Thursday, Friday, tomorrow. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you for all your support. Stay busy, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, okay, bye.